Oh man, dude, I forgot my headphones. Hold on. I'm sorry. I just started the stream. Here, let me get this started. I'm gonna have crappy headphones until I completely forgot my headphones set. My bad, guys. So yeah, you can see GameStop gapping down a little bit on the news of Keith Gill getting sued. It's down at 2360s. Went as high as 26s on Friday though. Uh, Let me exit out of this one. He stays in your title? I mean, bro, this is probably like the second stream, maybe the third stream I've ever put him in my title. I'm out of this one. Yeah, I gotta go get my other mic. I'll be right back, chat. What's up, 803? Ray. What's up, man? Hector, good morning. Hey, I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go get my my microphone. So I'll be right back. Y'all be safe. I'll be right back. And yeah, we'll talk about the market. And hold on, let me make these. I know my mic is terrible right now. I understand. I gotta go grab my good mic. Got to get my disclaimer up there. There we go. All right. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Let me switch these mics out real quick. Let me work on this. Hold on, let me see. Okay, so we should sound noticeably better now. Let me know. Is the volume better? It should be much better. SPY is slightly gapping up. It did pull back heavy. It broke highs of 550 on Friday. You can see it got up to 550.20s here and pulled all the way back to 454s. Q is up to 479s. And so with the market strength, yeah. And again, guys, like I said, man, you know, we got some people mad that I put the news in my title. Like, of course I'm gonna put the news in my title. You know, we cover stock market news here. That's what this channel is mostly stock market, economic news, some live trading. But yeah, I mean, we mostly cover, you know, stock market and economy news. And I would argue GameStop and Roaring Kitty. I don't think this lawsuit is gonna hold. Keith Gill is allowed to like specific stocks. You know, it shouldn't influence, it shouldn't cause any type of securities fraud or anything like that. He was just literally posting gifs. Now how his followers react to that is a completely different thing that he's not in control of, you know. And so I'm on his side. I don't think it's not going to hold any water. I mean, people are still scared and panic selling here in GameStop, you can see, but I don't think the lawsuit's going to hold. It's just unnecessary. I mean, I watched the whole thing. And he mostly just posted gifs. He never told anybody to buy anything. He just said he liked it. And that's allowed. We're allowed to do that. I do that all the time. You know, he's allowed to say that. Oh, yeah, it is tilted, bro. Hold on, let me fix this. Yeah, so like people are just mad. Um, there we go. Is that better? Let me see. Is that better? Trying to get out of the sun here, so I'm not too you know. Yeah, but he'll be fine. I don't think the lawsuit's gonna hold at all. I really don't. Uh, Let me get some music playing here so it's a little bit better. But again, I get people all the time that like if I get a news story that they don't like or they don't want me to cover or they don't want me to put in my title, they get really mad and upset and emotional. And it's like, look, man, I'm just covering stock market news. That's what we do here. We're covering today. We got GameStop. Roaring Kitty getting sued, which isn't that big of a deal. It's still causing GameStop to gap down, and so it's still justifiable news to cover. Um, Again, I don't think it's going to hold any water. I don't think it's going to hold any weight. I don't think it's going to follow through. I don't think he did anything wrong necessarily. If he likes specific stocks, he can state it, and that's fine. We're not again. It's not illegal to say, "Hey, I like this stock" or "I like that stock," and so he's going to be fine. But it's still stock market news to cover, and so be less emotional. I guess is the best is the point I'm trying to make here, guys. Just be less emotional. The SPY in the middle here, you can see again, it went all the way up to 550 highs on Friday, came back down. It's a pretty big, busy week this week. We have non-farm payrolls on Friday. We got a lot of stuff. We got non-farm payrolls and unemployment on Friday. On Thursday, the market is closed because it's the 4th of July. Wednesday is a half day, but Wednesday is packed with stuff. We have non-farm employment change, the prelim payroll numbers, jobless claims numbers since Thursday. The market's going to be closed. We also have the FOMC Fed minutes report, which is a detailed breakdown of what they did in the last Fed meeting that might give some foresight into this upcoming Fed meeting at the end of this month, as well as something else, I think. And then tomorrow we have the JOLTS report. We have the jobs report. We also have Powell speaking, doing a live speech tomorrow morning as well at 9:30 Eastern. And then today we have ISM manufacturing PMI later on in the morning. So it's a busy week, even though it's a half kind of sideways or a slow week. Yeah. So let me get some music here. If the volume's good. Yeah, I hope GameStop hits $30. I think GameStop just needs to hold for now. If it holds, it can make another run. We just gotta wait. The biggest thing though is I hope this lawsuit doesn't discourage Keith from continuing to support it. That's the only, like, I don't think this lawsuit's going to hold. So a court document filed June 28th in Eastern District of New York painted plaintiff Martin Redave accused Gill of manipulating stock price through a social media influence known for a significant role in the meme stock movement. And he's a former financial analyst. Sorry, I can't talk right now. The lawsuit alleges that he discreetly bought a large number of call options before making a post, which sparked renewed interest in the company's stock. Stock then soared 74% the next day. He is alleged to have disclosed his large stake in the company on June 2nd, leading to another surge in the price. And on June 3rd, Wall Street Journal reported that he bought a large number of options just before his May 12th post. This led news to a 5.36% drop in stock price, according to the filing. And then on June 13th, he posted a screenshot of his GameStop portfolio, revealing that he no longer held the call options, but had actually increased his position in stock. It alleges that he profited from transactions, describing his actions as a pump and dump scheme. Yeah, but here's the problem. Okay, here's the problem. This is a gray area. That itself, a pump and dump scheme, I mean, technically, like, it has to fit very rigid rules for that, and I don't think what he did fits those rules, to be completely honest. That's kind of a gray area. And I'm going to say this for a reason. So I don't know how many penny stock gurus that I've seen here. What they do is they front load in penny stocks, right? And they pump up a bunch of penny stocks. They call them out to their thousands and thousands of followers. They pump the price of the stock up. They unload on all of the people that bought it and leave half of them sitting there holding losses, right? That happens a lot. None of them are ever prosecuted for it. I don't know, man. I think they are being a little overzealous with this lawsuit, and I think it's ridiculous. I think he just posted a bunch of memes, and I think, to be honest, Elon has been doing a very similar thing with crypto. Maybe crypto's less regulated, so he's safer there, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to hold. 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 I don't think it's going to Is the mic sounding weird? Here, let me know. Now it might be away from me. I could put it closer to me and that might make it better. I could also change the sound. Let me see. Y'all tell me which one works better. Hold on. Okay, so here. So we got stereo mode, which is uses both left and right channels to capture a wide, realistic sound image. We got cardio, well suited for podcasts, vocal performances, voiceovers, and instrumentals. It records sound sources that are directly in front of the mic. Omnidirectional, which is probably what I should be using. Hold on, let me see. What do I have it on? I have it on. Yeah, I have it on omnidirectional. Like, let me know how this one will sound. Let me know. Is this one better? Let me know if this one sounds better than the last one. And then I can try out all 3 or 4 of these settings to see if they work. There's no difference? Okay. Well, yeah, this is supposed to be like podcast mode, you know. All right, I'll leave it here. If you guys want me to change it back, just let me know. All right, good. Yeah, if it's clean, they're good. All right, so yeah, I'm excited for this week, honestly. No difference. Sound is kind of raspy. Is it really? It could be my mic settings, to be honest. Here, like this cord I got is. Yeah, like I should have known this cord for this headset is a little off. GameStop fraud question mark. What I mean by that is that he's being accused of fraud through a pump and dump scheme. I don't think it's gonna hold. Yes, I don't think it's gonna hold. This news came out yesterday. Uh, what's up, Freddie? Yeah, again, I don't think it's necessarily gonna hold. I think as long as he's allowed to profit from influence, to be, in my opinion, he's allowed to profit from influence. If he's not, then what are all these politicians and all these businessmen and Kramer and whomever else? What are they doing? If we're gonna charge him for it, why not charge all the big money for it? Like, why target this guy? Again, I think the bigger problem. I don't think this is gonna hold. I think the bigger problem to me is that it might discourage him from supporting GameStop in the future, and I think that's a bad thing. GameStop breaking lows right now at 23.45s, 23.44s. And I'm not shorting GameStop. I'm long in GameStop right now. I want it to go up, But look at GameStop dump down here. Yeah, Diamond does it all the time. Honestly, Big Money does this all the time. Politicians do this all the time, like all the time, And so if it's wrong for him to do it, I'm expecting charges to a lot of other big money people, coming soon. If they're going to charge Keith for it, then they should charge everybody else. No? Right, exactly. Roaring. He disclosed everything along the way. He wasn't hiding in the background scheming. No, for sure. Yeah, he again, he did it the right way. He's allowed to like a stock. And if he's holding that stock and he comes out and he says he likes it, he's allowed to profit from that. Again, penny stock gurus do this all the time. They do this all the time. They front load, they pump up a low float penny stock to their following. The stock goes up, they sell, it causes a stock crash, they ride out into the sunset untouched. Right? They do this all the time. It's kind of a gray market. I don't think anywhere in the books is it technically illegal. But I might be wrong. Ask your attorney, because I'm definitely not one. Were you hoping MVP KO'd Machado Gary? Yes, I think everybody was. I thought I don't like calling him Machado Gary. I think that's a ridiculous thing. That's his wife's last name. I don't like calling him Machado Gary. His name's Ian Gary. Okay, he's an Irishman. He's not Brazilian. I know he wants to sound like super intimidating, but he's not. If you saw him fight, he fought the most scared baby wimpy fight you could ever fight. I get it. He's facing Michael Page. Like, I understand, but I don't know, man. I wasn't impressed by his performance. Alex Pereira, though, that guy, he was good. I fell for GameStop, Chewy, and Rivian. What's wrong with Chewy? I'm in Chewy. It's Ryan Cohen's company. Oh, it's up. Look at that. You love it. Yeah. You love to see it. We're green. Chewy just announced Amazon amazing earnings, and they announced 529 they were going to start doing buybacks. Solid company. Yeah, I like Chewy. Chewy has been one of those brands that, like, generally my consensus with like mail order online companies is that most of them are not going to be able to compete with the big boy Amazon, who's kind of eating everybody's lunch in brick and mortar and mail order products. For the last like decade, Amazon's been destroying everybody in those sectors. They've been destroying anybody that's tried to compete with them. They have basically destroyed, except for Chewy. Chewy, for whatever reason, has held out and done incredibly well shipping pet supplies, pet products to people's homes. They have built a brand of loyalty and reliability, and they just have this big customer base. It's impressive. They've done really well against Amazon, the behemoth of Amazon, who just again destroys everybody. Yeah, I miss my dogs right now. My dogs, just great dogs, dude. My dogs are just awesome dogs, man. GameStop and Chewy will trade their same retail value soon. I hope so. Cohen allowed them a little grace by increasing the float so they could cover more damage than they already going to incur when those positions are finally forced to close. Yeah. When Amazon starts opening up brick and mortar just for those who like to get out and about will be the final nail. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't think Amazon's going to do well in the brick and mortar space. I just don't. I know they have Whole Foods and they own Whole Foods, and Whole Foods does incredibly well. But I think people use Amazon because they don't have to leave their home and they know it's reliable, right? Like everybody knows Amazon's reliable. That's why they get so many sales, is because people know if they order from them, they're going to get their product in a day or two, usually, as long as they live in a reasonable spot. They're going to get their stuff within a few days. I think if Amazon opens up brick and mortar stores, it's not going to do as well as they think it is, because, you know, again, people already have brick and mortar stores that, again, it comes down to reliability. You know, people know they can go to Walmart, they can go to Target, they know they can go to all these different places and get these products, and they know what's going to happen. They know it's reliable. I don't know if they're going to be as confident in Amazon, a brick and mortar store, but I get Amazon trying to brand out. I don't think there's much more. Amazon's one of those businesses where, outside of like, Amazon.com is making money, and but outside of what Amazon.com is currently doing, Amazon.com can't do much more with that business. Now they can grow Prime, they could grow like all these other businesses around Amazon and make it kind of one Amazon product, but they're not going to grow the Amazon stores very much, if that makes sense. Like, there's nothing else that those can't evolve much more. I think they've already gotten it really, really efficient. Yeah, I might be wrong. Radical for sure. Yeah, my broker restricted my account to sell only for 5 days due to high volume of day trading. Literally the worst time. I couldn't pick up any Chewy when news dropped. Eddie, do you have less than 25K and you traded more than 3 times a week, Eddie? If so, you might be in a bad spot, brother. Yeah, if so, you might be in a bad spot, dude. Again, so if you break the PDT rule, right? If you want to day trade, you break the PDT rule. You are, a lot of the time they freeze your account long term. So it depends on what you did. If you broke the PDT rule, they will freeze your account, and some of them freeze you for 90 days plus. Like, I've heard of that happening a lot to people. The PDT rule, for those at home, if you have a margin account, meaning when you sell, if you want to be, if you want your funds immediately deposited back into your account once you sell, instead of having to wait for transaction plus 1 day, I think is what it is now. I think it's called T1 now. You have to have at least 25K in a margin account. If you want to day trade more than 3 times a week in that margin account. That's a margin account when your funds settle immediately. If you want to be able to day trade in that account, you need to have 25K plus. If you don't have 25K plus, you're not allowed to day trade. And the good news, honestly, like, one of the only true benefits to inflation for traders is that 25K is much less money now than it was 20 years ago. You know, when this rule was, again, I've been trading for almost a decade. I remember 10 years ago, 7 years ago, this was a brutal rule. Like, 25K, that was an obscene amount of money to me at the time when I first started trading. Now it's not, but back then it really was. And so the only benefit of inflation is that 25K is less significant now, and maybe more people are able to afford that. No PDT for me have less than 1K, sure, but you have a cash account and your funds don't settle immediately. You're not going to be able to day trade as actively as you want, and it's not going to be the same. Oh, I'm in the UK, so it doesn't apply, but they must have some silly policy. Gotcha. No PDT for me have less than 1K and have margin. Is it futures? Is it crypto? Is it stocks? If it's stocks, you must be overseas in an unregulated brokerage. Is the only way you're going to be able to do that. You can day trade. You just can't day trade, or you're just not allowed to day trade. Yeah, appreciate it, Gino. Hey, what's up, David? Yeah, GameStop again. GameStop, Roaring Kitty getting sued. Again, I'll read the news here again. Yeah, this lawsuit won't hold, I think. All right, so yeah, members have suffered. Yeah, I don't think it matters. Again, I think the mistake that they're making is that it's not illegal to like a stock, and I think that's what they're treating Keith like. Stupid. Yeah, I did hear that he likes Chewy, or he's in Chewy. Let me look up some other stuff here. Okay, so again, guys, this is now okay, so today is Monday. Yeah, so today is Monday, July 1st, and the news that came out yesterday was that Roaring Kitty, aka Keith Gill, is facing a class action lawsuit by at least one investor, saying that as a result of the defendant's wrongful acts and omissions and the precipitous decline in the market value of the company's securities, plaintiffs and other members have suffered significant losses and damages, according to this lawsuit. Again, I don't think this is going to hold. He's allowed to like a specific stock. You see penny stock gurus all the time pumping up penny stocks, low float penny stocks to their following, acting like they're the greatest stocks ever, talking their following into buying up these terrible stocks and then dumping it on everybody. And I don't think that's GameStop. I think GameStop's different than that. And I think if they're going to allow the penny stock guys to do it, they should allow Keith Gill to do it as well. He's allowed to like a stock. I'm pretty sure he followed all the rules as well. And a lot of the time he was just posting GIFs and memes. And so he's allowed to do that. I think the lawsuit's ridiculous. I just hope it doesn't discourage him from promoting and supporting GameStop, which I don't think it will, but it's an interesting story to say the least this Monday morning. Oh, if I lower the gain, yeah, the gain might have gone up a little bit. That might be actually what it is. Let me try to fix that. Okay, is that better? So I lowered the gain on it. Let me know if that's better. Yeah, let me know if the lowering the gain helped. I could lower it more if it needs to. But yeah, that's the story of Roy Kitty today. It's an interesting story. Yeah, I'll be right back. Hold on. Let me mute the background real quick. Yeah, so I'm testing this mic now. I'm trying to see how good this mic is. Yeah, it does sound all raspy. So my apologies, guys. I know I naturally my voice can be deep. It can also sound high pitched. Like I have a weird mix of like a high pitched and low pitched voice, and my voice basically sounds raspy naturally. So I understand that. Let me try out some settings here. All right, I lowered the gain a little bit more. That might help it more. Let me know if test 1 2 3 1 2 3. All right. All right, so I just put it in omnidirectional mode. So in omnidirectional mode. Look at GameStop breaking lows again. All right, that sounds much, much better, right? Correct? Let me know. Let me just get everybody's opinion. My mic, it should sound much better. I hear it on the mic now. It sounds much better. Uh, all right, there we go. Yeah, I mean, Joseph Joshua, listen, man, if anybody posts about moolah, I've been having so many people spam moolah. Like, buy moolah, buy moolah. I've just been banning anybody that spams it. Like, the way you grow other stuff is not by going from person to person's room and spamming it. That's just not the way, brother. Again, friendly warning. Please don't spam Mulu here. Or what is it? Moolah. Yeah, please don't spam moolah today, brother. I will ban you. No offense to you. It's all good. It's all love. I hate being mean. I don't like to ban people, guys, but I will. I'll ban you forever. All right, GameStop down to 23.10. Yeah. Tough love with the ban hammer. I try to be nice about it too. I'm like, hey, listen, it's all love here. I'll ban you for life, but it's all good, just don't promote moolah. No, again, I've had people come to my stream and try to promote. I just, with crypto, I can't recommend any of that stuff. Like, there's too many unknowns. Like, you don't even, like, running a channel like this, you would be surprised at how much spam I get from, like, terrible crypto altcoins. And they just come from everywhere. And again, after you, like, content creators like me, I don't like it. Like, no, none of us like that. It rubs us the wrong way. We don't want people trying to piggyback off of the following we built. Anyways, GameStop at 23s. Good morning, John and all. It's funny that people follow him with GameStop when he announced he had 160 million option and then sold, making more than 100 mil, and the bag holders lose money. Yeah, but GameStop's still net green from all of it, and I think that's the lens you have to look at it under. GameStop overall has had a positive, like, GameStop prior to all this stuff, dude, was at $9.95, brother. And so he's allowed to sell if he wants to sell. I'm not mad at him for selling. He can do whatever he wants to do. GameStop's still up, 200%. Or would it be 100%? Yeah, GameStop's still up 100%. A little bit over that, but still. I feel like since they don't hesitate to spam, don't hesitate to ban. As my daughter would say, bars, as my daughter would say. Back in my day, we said mixtape coming soon, but I don't even know if mixtapes are still a thing anymore. And so I'll just say bars. Chewy at $32. So Chewy is up on at least some people saying that Roaring Kitty bought some shares of Chewy. It's now up. SPY at 545.30s. What do people think he would do? Make GameStop go to 100 and stay there forever? You got to sell and take profit eventually. And I'm sure he's still holding some, but maybe not. Who knows? All right, guys, I'm going to say this again. I'm going to go over the news story again. Today, Monday morning, July 1st, the big news of the day is GameStop is now breaking down here. You can see it breaking down. It hit 2280s at the lows again this Monday morning. The big news today is that Keith Gill, aka Roaring Kitty, is being sued. Basically sued for, recovered damages resulting from his alleged violations of the federal securities laws. They said, quote, as a result of the defendant's wrongful acts and omissions and the precipitous decline in the market value of the company's securities, plaintiff and other class members have suffered significant losses and damages, said the lawsuit. End quote. The problem that I have with this lawsuit, again, is if you look at GameStop was at $9.95 prior to this run. $9.95. And so in terms of just net percentage gains, it's up a huge amount versus where it was prior to Roaring Kitty getting involved recently. And again, Roaring Kitty's allowed to like a stock. He's allowed to support a stock. Penny stock gurus do this all the time. They pump up penny stocks, they unload. Nobody ever does anything to them, really. Roaring Kitty should be allowed to do this and allowed to support a stock. Let me know what you guys think in chat, but I think it's personally ridiculous. We'll see what happens. Agree 100%. Yeah, I mean, listen, like the I don't know what this guy is saying. Like, oh, I lost money on GameStop. Bro, join the club, man. Like, listen, GameStop is up a huge amount relative to where it was. Again, 9.95 prior to the squeeze. Back on April 22nd, this thing was at under $10 a share. Okay, it's now at 25 dollars. He should be happy it's up. If he got in late and extended and he, lost money, that's on him. Nope, we can't blame anybody else but him. It's not Roaring Kitty's fault or anybody else. It's silly, man. All right, guys. Hold on, chat. Yeah, so again, if we look at the actual stock now, it's at $23 roughly. Even if it holds at 20, it's still doing okay. All right. Chewy, again, up to $31. I'm in Chewy. Yeah, Pawn, just put the moolah guys in timeout. You don't need to ban them, I guess. I don't think they mean anything negatively. Just put 'em in timeout, I guess. Yeah, these guys are being. All right, guys. So, all right, chat. So, yeah, bear with me. Hold on. Yeah, guys, bear with me. Uh, let me go back. Hold on, let me see. Is it time to buy more Chewy or is it time to buy GameStop? Yeah, I've never heard about moolah crypto. Again, somebody told me I sounded like Vlad TV the last week. I feel like he's got a little bit deeper voice than me. All right, scammers, too easy to blame someone else for one stupid thing that is going to go up forever. Don't forget to smash like. You buying the dip on Nike? I already bought the dip on Nike. So so I already bought Nike. I'm up a little bit today. I'm down on Friday. I'm not gonna add more, but I'll probably just stay in it. All right. There we go. All right. So we're gonna get the music back, chat. My bad. I've been in the background here. Let me get my playlist going here. Hold on. Okay. There we go. Tickers. Oh gosh, bro. More moolah people. Yeah, put your timeout. Was there a short Nike report? Was there really? So Nike stock sees biggest drop ever. Some analysts question company's leadership after downbeat forecasts. Yeah, but dude, I'm buying Nike, bro. Like, listen. Yeah, if I can get a good average, I'm holding Nike. You could try subscribe mode. Yeah, that might help. Nike and Walgreens got hammered last week. Yeah, I cut my Walgreens trade too. I was in those trades, but I cut it last week. I'm really not down that much on Nike. And my average price isn't that bad. Like, I could maybe add a little more. I'll add 5 shares to Nike. Just because my OCD wants to make it an even number. EXT. There we go. So we just added some, fixed our little average. Hey, so somebody that understands TBIL, help me out with this. So TBIL, I see, like, look, so this is the Treasury bill ETF that I'm just kind of starting to learn about. So you see every 4 weeks, it drops massively. Why is that? So every month, 1, 2, 3, 4, it makes this big drop. Is that how they just keep it stable? Or is that from the dividend payments getting paid out? Or somebody explain this to me. Because I'm still pretty new to this one. Yeah, again, I'm trying to be nice, Joseph and other moolah people. Okay. Again, if y'all start like spamming my channel again, I'm just gonna start banning every single one of you guys. Okay, like again, I don't know anything about moolah. If you're, I'll put it this way, guys. If you have to go from stream to stream to stream promoting your cryptocurrency, that like it's probably not a very strong one, and I would lose faith in it. It's probably the opposite of what you should buy. I've always said anybody that spams other people's channels usually is like they're desperate to bring attention to it, and that's not a good thing. That's not really like a sign of success for a cryptocurrency. If people don't know about it unless you go from room to room spamming it, it's just not the way you grow, I think, in my opinion. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Did we pay out? Cool. Yeah, it looks like the dividend payout. That's what I was thinking too. Explain TBIO, fam. You mean T-bill? That's probably a bot or not a cool way of promoting your stuff. Yeah. I just don't trust it. All right, let's do a poll here, guys. I don't think I've done a poll yet. Will this Rory Kitty lawsuit hold? Yes or no? Vote on the poll, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, most people are going to overwhelmingly say no, I'm sure, but do me a favor, slap the subscribe button, hit the like button. I appreciate it. I haven't even got Discord up yet, Pawn. Yeah, Pawn. So a long story, brother. So I'm gonna send you a long message, Pawn. Yeah, so there's GameStop back up to over 23s here. You know, and again, like I don't know. I think where's Nvidia at this morning? Nvidia's slightly down, but it had a nice little run up Friday, didn't it? Okay, no, it's completely flat Friday. You know, this week again, it is a shortened week, Chad. All right, again, Chewy bouncing back up again. Let's see the news on Chewy here. I'm in Chewy right now. I am holding Chewy. Okay, so Keith Gill disclosed a 6.6% stake. 6.6% stake in Chewy. Again, Chewy shares rise after Keith Gill disclosed a 6.6% stake. All right, long weird story, Pawn. I'm writing it out now. But yeah, just freaking weird. All right, guys. How profitable could you be selling pet stuff? I mean, I think that's a very silly take, bro. Pet stuff, dude. You're acting like pet stuff is not a multi-billion-dollar business, brother. Pet things, dude. Bro, I'll tell you this. I got 2 German Shepherds. Okay. When I go buy pet treats, that's adding up. Like the amount of money that I personally spend purely on pet products. Honestly, usually if Bruce gets sick and throws up in his crate, or if anything happens, I got to get a new mat for his crate. I got to get more pet treats. I got to get dog food's hella expensive. Yeah, those things add up, dude. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. Like those things are super expensive. And so Chewy is doing fine. No, I'm not doing binary options trading. No. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so there's a video. Nvidia's up. What about Tesla? Somebody's talking about Tesla. Tesla up to 201 today. So Tesla's had a nice little rise here, and we're in Tesla. I'm in it. I'm holding it. I hope it continues. Some people love pets more than humans, so go figure. I love my pets more than a lot of humans. I'm missing my dogs right now. My father-in-law is watching them at his place, but good dogs. I don't buy Chewy dog food, but I should probably. It'd probably make it a lot easier. All right, guys. So, will GameStop break lows today? Let me see the answer to this poll. Can y'all hear me back here? Is it raspy back here? Is it bad? Yeah, honestly, my dog Rosie is the most expressive dog I've ever had. Like genuinely. Now my mom had a German Shepherd we named Bear, a female German Shepherd, huge German Shepherd. You know, my dad was convinced Bear was a wolf. And honestly, now that I have a black German Shepherd myself, I can see how he might think that, right? Like I've had contractors come to my house and they think Bruce, my black German Shepherd, is like a wolf dog, is what they think he is. Because he's huge, he's all black and he's a German Shepherd. Ryan Cohen recently posted looking for strong mobile app developers in Dallas. Okay, for GameStop. Yeah, so Bruce here, let me show you a picture of Bruce. This is Bruce right here. Great dog. A little bit younger, a little bit. This is him at 7 months old. This is Bruce at 7 months old. This is Bruce at 7 months. Beautiful dog. Really genuinely beautiful dog. But now that he's full grown, people think he's a wolf dog. But he's just a German Shepherd. But anyways, back to my point, which I kind of ran off my point a little bit. But back to the point. Our German Shepherd, Rosie, is one of the most, like, her face is so descriptive. I think it's just intelligent. She's just really smart. And so it's fun when you get a dog that's smart, where they kind of know what you want. They can kind of read body language super well. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything else, but you don't want to go in my house. You know, if you don't know me, you don't want to walk in my house. Not with Bruce here. You know, sometimes the stream can hear Bruce. He's a good dog though. He's really sweet to us. He's a baby. You know, he's 2.5, maybe. I think he's just 2 years old, roughly right now. Yeah, no, for sure. Huskies are great, but Huskies need more energy than all the other dogs. So like Huskies have gotten, like, there's a trend of getting Huskies as pets now. Most people shouldn't have them unless you have a ridiculously large backyard in the country somewhere where you can play fetch and let them run around all day. You shouldn't have a Husky living with you. Like, you see a lot of people that have Huskies living in like little bitty apartments, and that's just horrible to do. Those dogs need to run, and if they don't run, they're not going to be happy. And so that's my only issue. I think after Game of Thrones, a lot of people are, after the dire wolves in Game of Thrones, a lot of people are getting Huskies, or were after that show. But yeah, Chewy at 32s, guys. GameStop still falling down a little bit. Again, Tesla up today. Let's see if there's any recent news. Again, what I'm waiting for Tesla stock is the robotaxi event. I think that'll be fun. So EV giant Tesla has a patent for systems and methods of sanitizing an enclosed space that can be shared among multiple persons, such as vehicle cabins, as it gears up to launch its dedicated robotaxi offering. The sanitization method proposed in the patent involves detecting the current environmental condition within the closed space using sensors and generating a sanitization routine based on the data. The routine will be aimed at adjusting existing environmental conditions toward a target condition and be ascertained depending on the presence or absence of entities such as passengers, pets, and medicines in the vehicle. The published patent report reads, here it is. Here's it drawn here. Let me show you guys the picture of this. Yeah, this is the sanitization patent from Tesla. Again, it looks like it's something that they're going to be using for their robotaxis. Like, apparently, like, from what it looks like to me, is the sanitization system sprays out here. You can kind of see it spray out there, and there. And then that kind of sanitizes the rest of the car, is what it looks like to me. But yeah, we'll see. But that's good news. That means they're prepping for the robotaxi event, and I think that's great. Do you think Tesla is going to go through the same pump and dump soon as Nvidia weeks ago? Two coincidence that it's going up while Nvidia is in correction? I don't necessarily think it's that easy. I think traders and investors tend to see all these different correlations and patterns. But I think unless the pattern makes logical sense outside of technicals, right? Then I think I look at it a little bit more skeptical. So it needs to make sense outside of technicals. And so correlations are there, but there needs to be a reason, I guess, for me. But again, maybe not. A lot of times there really doesn't need to be a reason. So I might be wrong there, but that's just how I like to do it. Getting FOMO on Chewy. Right. I don't know. The only problem with Rottweilers is that they're so conditioned towards aggression that even when they're showing affection, they're growling. That's not like, I know they're great dogs. My family has had Rottweilers as well. Like I have a couple family members that loves Rottweilers, and they always have them, and they're really sweet to me. But they're so conditioned towards aggression that's the only hesitant. And I might be wrong, but that's the only hesitant part I have towards it. Yeah, labs are big babies. They're sweet dogs. Yeah, Bruce is a great dog. Rosie is the smarter dog out of all of them. Said something on Moolah. I feel like it's really sustainable and it's really backed up by a good community. Right, but good communities don't go spamming, is my issue. Like, I don't even know if you're really a bot or not, but good communities don't spam people's YouTube channels, like spam, promote. And this is not the first time somebody spammed my videos, moolah stuff. And so, if people were organically talking about moolah in that way, it would be different. But this is not organic. This is people probably either getting paid to promote or just supporters in the community that they're like trying to we're going to go from stream to stream promoting moolah. That doesn't grow the crypto. It just doesn't. That doesn't help. That's a waste of time, complete waste of time. There's other ways you grow, and that's not it. Yeah, I'm not saying they're bad with kids at all. What I'm saying is that, so you're trying to tell me when you pet a Rottweiler, sometimes they don't growl or kind of scour at you. Of course they do. I've seen it a lot. I've seen it with my family's dog. And they're great dogs. I'm not saying they're bad with kids or anything. They're great. Honestly, they're super protective over their family, which is great. It's great. For me, German Shepherds are the best mix, right? German Shepherds are a perfect mix of family dog and guard dog, right? Like, you don't want to go in a house with a German Shepherd, but they're also great family dogs that are really genuinely like protective over the family. So they're just the best dogs you can get. All right, guys, let's look at the poll here. So the poll says, will this lawsuit hold? 73% say no, 27% say yes. What you guys think here, chat? Yeah, again, I try not to go super political, and I really don't like any like politics stuff. But that debate, man, was just, I'm not gonna go into what, but man, the whole thing was just ridiculous thing. Yeah. What does Logan Paul say about what, Tim? Yeah, I've never heard of those, Gary. 300 shares. That's it. To his credit, though, 300 shares, if you got in at the top, is a big loss. My issue with it, again, is that GameStop as a whole is up hundreds of percent versus where it was prior to this big crazy run. Like, GameStop prior to this was here. Look at this big move. Now, if he bought it up here and then faced this, that's on him. Like, that's completely his fault. That's nobody else's fault but him. It's not my fault. It's not y'all's fault. It's his fault. If he got overzealous and bought it way up here and then it fell, that's not Roaring Kitty's fault. I promise you, Roy and Kitty wanted it to hold. Uh, and so I don't think you can charge somebody that wants the stock to go up just because the stock drops. Like people try to get stocks up. Supporters in stock communities try to get stocks to go up for a number of different reasons. You got okay. Here's my big argument. All right. So here's my argument against this lawsuit. Okay. If short reports are allowed to be around, right? If companies can literally publish short reports on individual companies, and you know what they're doing with these short reports is they're front loading into these positions short. They're front loading into these positions short, and then they are publishing the short report, talking terrible things about the specific company. And as long as the things are true, they're allowed to then profit on the downside for basically putting out a bunch of negative press for a company and profiting from the stock's demise, right? If short reports are allowed to do that, how is anybody going to try to charge Keith Gill, aka Roaring Kitty, for what he did for simply supporting a company and front loading into that? What's the difference there? And why are short reports allowed to beat down companies and profit, but somebody that's supportive of a company is not? That is that's the biggest argument against this lawsuit. If short reports are allowed to do what they do and profit from a stock's demise, so should it Roaring Kitty. I think that makes perfect sense. I don't think it's gonna hold. I think it's a ridiculous argument. But yeah. Yeah. Moolah is down 98.8% since this lawsuit. Yeah. Um, yeah, guys. Yeah, that's my point. That's why I just can't get behind it. All right, guys. So yeah. You should not be sued. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because these short reports are front loading, publishing terrible negative press, writing the stocks down. Yeah, Chewy up. Again, you can kind of see they're up after Keith Gill disclosed a 6.6% stake. Is Chewy the next one? Yeah. So let me see what else we got. What else we got today? Any other big news? I know we got ISM manufacturing PMI today. All right. All right, guys. Let me make sure y'all can't hear this. Okay, good. No longer go. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I'm trying to get two shorts built back to back. So hold on one second, guys. Yeah, so Tesla also breaking highs. Let's see where Nvidia is. Nvidia currently chat is at 122s. I think 120 is a big support level. Chewy, of course, we can see the discovery on the dude. All right, let me make sure this is right. Do transportation stocks even check the box? I'm not a cat. All right, let me see. Make sure the music's playing in the background. There we go. Rivian, Tesla, Lucid, Ford, GM. I mean, I'm in some of those. I'm in Tesla. I'm in Ford, I believe, right now. I'm in Tesla and Ford. Ford. Yeah, so I'm in Tesla and Ford right now. I'm in Ford. Ford is up. Yeah, Ford is up. We're green on it. We've been in Ford for a minute. We're not holding a huge position though, but we're trying over here. All right, guys. SEC filing flowers. Dang, I did the golden no rule, buy high, sell low on Chewy. Why is GameStop dropping in pre-market? GameStop is dropping mostly on news of a class action lawsuit against Keith Gill. I seriously don't think it's going to hold, but they're basically charging Keith Gill for stock manipulation in an alleged, again, alleged. I don't think it was this, but this is what they're alleging is that it was a pump and dump scheme. Again, I don't necessarily think it's going to hold. I think, again, if they allow short reports to do the same thing where they front load, beat down a company through negative press and profit on the downside, they have to allow people on the other side of that to do the same thing. No, like they have to allow people like Keith Gill to support a company, put out a bunch of good things, and support for a company and profit on the rise of it. Again, I couldn't imagine that short reports are allowed to beat down companies in the same exact way legally, but what Keith Gale did was wrong. I couldn't imagine that they're going to do that. And again, with that, it's not going to hold. It almost certainly is not. Larry Fink stated that BLK made 2.4 billion on that second spike on GameStop. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's, again, people are allowed to promote companies, right? People are allowed to promote whatever they want, but I forgot about this. Hold on. Yeah, people are allowed to promote whatever they want, you know, but I think there are certain rules that they have to follow. Neo. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Neo. Neo, it's at 434s. Neo, again, I don't trust Neo, man. Neo is a Chinese company overseas. In the EV race, they do a lot of stuff where they're just kind of copying off of Tesla. They're copying off of the other big boy EV brands. I don't trust most companies overseas there, because the government there is so restrictive sometimes that like there's risks to investing in those companies. I mean, there's also some like reliability because of that as well, especially like when in companies where the government there wants to compete with us in the United States and elsewhere. I think that they support those companies heavily. But again, the Alibaba story is a very scary story in stocks. I always think about that story anytime I consider investing in a company like this. Yeah, like I said, man, I think greed gets you sometimes, guys. I'm not talking about anybody specific, but I think greed gets you sometimes. And I think Like if you grow up without money, when you finally start making money, it's different. You know. And again, I've experienced that. I didn't grow up bad off at all, but my dad was very frugal, very frugal. You know. And again, it was probably in hindsight, I appreciate it. As I got older, you know, I appreciate what he was doing. My dad's kind of like Dave Ramsey, I guess, you know, where he acts like Dave Ramsey a lot, but he saves money obsessively and he doesn't spend it. He doesn't waste it on anything. And so, especially when I was a kid, you know, so we would get, you know, yeah, in hindsight, he was very frugal. And my mom didn't have any money, you know. So, but it was good. It was good for me. You know, I respect him more for it. But again, because of that, like when you first start making good money, you're just not used to it. Like I think there's a big fear, at least in a lot of people that didn't have that much money growing up. Now, when they start making money, that you know, people fear losing it, and so people, yeah, it's just. I think some people back in the original AMC GameStop pump, they let that need to make money overpower logic, you know. Because I remember people emailing me trying to get me to promote the stock. I think it was ZKIN was the stock, right? And they were telling me some crazy numbers. They were emailing me saying, "Yo, we'll give you 10K, 20K if you plug this stock." I think it was ZKIN. Do not buy this stock. It's a horrible company, right? But they were emailing me, telling me to do it. And again, funny thing is, like, after I saw that email, you know, they were emailing me because my channel was getting pretty good views at the time as well. We were getting thousands of people for AMC GameStop in 2021. But I remember getting that email of them offering 10K, and that's what they titled the email. They said, "Hey, we'll pay you 10K if you promote X stock or whatever it is." And again, of course, I'm not going to do that. You know, I'm not going to say I like a penny stock just to get a check, you know, and I'm definitely not going to do it without disclosing that they're paying. But you guys know how I am now. Literally every time I plug anything, I'm like, yo, this company pays me money. I'm sponsored by this company. They pay me money. I'm biased because they pay me money. I understand the risks. Most day traders lose. Like I do that with every single time I promote anything, because that's the smart way to do it. You know, somebody else last week tried to say I just had so little confidence in myself. I had to be artificial. It's like, bro, it has nothing to do with confidence. It has to do with, I don't want to get sued. You know, and anybody in the stock space should, if they're smart, should have the same mindset. You know, protect yourself, because if you don't, you know, ish happens, and I'm not trying to have ish happen to me. And so I protect myself. It would look bad if somebody tried to sue me. I'd pull up all my videos saying, hey, not an investment professional, not liable if you lose. Anyways, back to the point is that shortly after I got that email from the company saying, hey, we'll pay you 10K if you promote ZKIN, a lot of other really well-known AMC GameStop YouTubers and other YouTubers themselves started promoting ZKIN in their videos, talking about how big ZKIN was going to be and how it was going to go crazy and everybody should buy the stock, right? And then word came out that they were getting paid to do that, and it started this big mess in those communities. That's what happened to a lot of those guys. Like, that's what happened. And again, it is what it is. You know, money can entice people to do a lot of dumb stuff. I'm not about to take money and promote anything like that. Like, I was also, somebody offered me to promote like a diamond mining company, crypto NFT or something like that to my followers. Like, and again, it's just not something I'm going to do. Yeah, for sure, Locke. And again, I think for a lot of people, it's like that, brother. Like, if you didn't have that much money as a kid, you fear losing it, so you don't want to spend it. I save a lot of my money. I spend it. I splurge on food mostly. So like, I eat well, you know. But outside of that, I the only thing I park my money in is things that can hold value, you know. Like, people get weird at me for buying watches or whatever. Specific watches hold their value very well and actually keep up with inflation to a certain extent. And so most of the things I'm buying in that regard are investments. I don't want people to see me wearing a nice watch and think that like I'm being snooty or whatever, because I'm really not. I'm doing it because it holds value. Like, you know, some nice watches do hold their value incredibly well. That should be illegal. You're transparent, man. Thank you. I try to be, you know, again, it's for my own best interest. So I'd love to be self-righteous and be like, hey, I'm doing this because I just care about you guys. I mean, that's true. I don't want you guys to get ripped off. I want to sleep good at night. And I would rather be honest and sleep well than fugazi you guys and not sleep well. But I'm also doing it to protect myself because it's the smart thing to do. Like if I could completely protect myself, tell everybody I'm not an investment professional, tell everybody not to copy me, tell everybody I'm sponsored and these companies pay me money and still make money on the back end. That's what I'm going to do. And I think that's the smart way. I don't have to worry about any of that other stuff. But yeah. Yeah, gold, Manny. Gold. Mostly not really physical gold. Gold stocks. I'm in gold right now. So yeah, gold, silver. Yeah, Faye. Interesting how she said, interesting how most perceive disclosures as integrity, but some perceive it as lacking confidence. Yeah, I mean, most of the time, like you get people, right? And I don't know if I know these people in real life or like they're somehow scorned to me. Usually that's probably the case. Maybe I've known them in my past and they see me on YouTube and they're all kind of upset about how their life's going or whatever, whomever it is, right? Like you could tell they just have something really personally deep against me. Usually it has to do with like a lack of confidence in themselves and like a lack of success in their life. And so the way that comes out is through them behaving in that way. They go to YouTube channels like me or whomever and they just try to say the worst thing they could ever say to anybody. And again, I feel for it, man. I really do. Again, usually it just means that they're struggling, which I'll be their huckleberry. They can let it out here, it's fine. Yeah, money is the root of all evil. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think money can be used for good and bad. It's not always bad. Greed is bad. I think a lot of the famous movies that we watch show like are about the downfall of greed, like Breaking Bad, right? Breaking Bad shows how power corrupts. He started off as like a relatively innocent chemistry teacher, and he kind of grew to be this powerful guy. And yeah, power corrupts, greed corrupts. Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what it is. Your health is very important. My favorite movie, Tombstone, brother. Tombstone, man. You know what else is a good one is Wyatt Earp with Kevin Costner. That's just a good movie. My dad used to watch that one with me as a kid too. Loved it. Yeah, so we got ISM PMI today. We do. Big day. Honestly, big day. I'm ready for it. Let's see. GameStop still consolidating though. Here it's at 23s. The sun is kind of in my eye now. A little bit better, so I can see a little bit better. Kind of watches. I don't want to be too specific. I mean, I own a couple. I mean, I own some nice watches. I keep them in a safety deposit box though, because again, I really don't want to wear them. I definitely don't want to wear them around. So like, yeah. Right, Derek. So Derek said my uncle bought a Patek Philippe in 1950 for $45,000. He just had it refurnished and evaluated his watch, or refurbished. His watch is now worth 1.1 mil. Yeah, I mean, again, watches appreciate with they keep up with inflation to a certain extent. That's why you buy them, And Rolex prices, for instance, right now. Again, people hear me talking about this. I'm not talking because I'm snooty or like trying to flex on everybody. I'm talking about this because these are investments. Right? Like these are, for a lot of people, they're investments. You shouldn't buy it purely for that. But generally they're going to hold their value over time. So like a Rolex price, if you look at it over a long period of time, let me see if I can find it. And Rolexers are currently in a bear market, right? But like here is, how long does this go back? So here is Rolex prices since 2017. So again, Rolex prices since 2017 have basically doubled since 2017. You know, and for a period of time after the pandemic, you know, they were up hundreds of percent for a period of time after the pandemic. You know, so in this 10-year period, they're up 75%. They're basically doubled. And again, right now, for me, and again, I'm not telling you this is true. I'm not telling you to buy it. But if you look at this chart, right, this is usually when I like buying up stocks, is when you get a big rip and you get a big correctional pullback. That's usually when I'm buying up. And that's kind of what I did now. I bought up some, put them in a safety deposit box, and I just let them sit. I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I mean, again, there's a lot of the rule of thumb, if you are gonna, again, I'm not telling you this is gonna work. There's a chance they go down. There's always a chance. Nothing's definitive. Nothing's 100%. There's always risks in investing in anything. But if you want Rolexes that typically hold their value well, always get one that has a nickname. There's all these different nicknames out there. There's Batman, Batgirl, Starbucks, Sprite, Coke. There is Pepsi. You know, Pepsi Rolexes are really cool. There is Bluesy. You know, there is Dark Knight. There's all these different Rolex names. The ones that have nicknames generally hold their value okay. Like they generally, they're if they don't have a nickname, I wouldn't buy it. Unless you just really like it. Yeah, I don't like RMs. I'm not a big fan of RMs. I like Pateks. I like I like APs. I thought Richard Milles looked like a child's watch to me, like a little kid watch. You know. Yeah, just like baseball cards. Honestly, the collectibles industries. There's a really good documentary on Netflix called Golden. It's called like the Golden Touch or something like that. It's about a guy that runs an auction house. It's like a collectible show. Really interesting to see what some of these Pokemon cards, some of these old school baseball cards sell for. Some of them are worth tens of millions of dollars. Like the original, man, what was it? What's the? All right, so yeah, the Honus Wagner is the most valuable baseball card in the world. The best one, I think, is worth 30-40 million dollars. The best Honus Wagner baseball card in the world. Yeah, baseball cards do okay as well. Yeah, again, Finch. Most my watches are in safety deposit boxes outside of my home. I don't keep them in my home for that exact reason. So yeah, I mean, you're not gonna find much. But you know, I live in Texas. My house is not the one to break into either. Just to give you guys a heads up. Anyways, GameStop at $23 right now. Nvidia at 123s, 122.50s. Let's see if that holds. The other one I was looking at today, Tesla, gapping up some too. Yeah, it's called the King of Collectibles, the Golden Touch, or something like that. 1952 mantle went for 12 million earlier this year. Man, that's crazy. What do you think, Nike rebound? I don't know. I'm in Nike. I hope it bounces back. I don't know if it's going to, but I hope it does. You know, like I genuinely hope it bounces back. We'll see if it does. I'm hoping it does. Yeah, with baseball cards, you got to buy them at the right time. So like the ideal time, just like with most things, like with Rolexes, with baseball cards, the right time to buy them is in bear markets, for lack of a better word. You know, in bear markets. So like, Yeah, the time to buy them is in bear markets. You know, if you buy them at the peak of the mania, that's when you're supposed to sell, at the peak of the mania for whatever it is, right? Pokemon cards, very similar thing, because they're like, just like stocks, you have big manias and big depressions, big manias, big depressions. And so the best time to buy them, just like stocks, is when they're down, you know. Brian's parents sold his first champion ring for under $1 million. That's crazy. Yeah, the basketball team owner has that Wagner and some of the best cards out there. Yeah, I think it's actually the Diamondbacks. So I think it's actually the Diamondbacks, not basketball. I think he's a baseball coach. I think he's a baseball coach. He has the, I think he's the Diamondbacks head coach, or one of their coaches. He owns 2 or 3 of the Wagners, including the best graded one ever, which I think is an 8, if I remember correctly. It might be like a 5 or a 6, but I think it's an 8. He owns the best Wagner ever, as well as like some really premium, like tens of millions of dollars cards. Yeah, I don't think it's 9.5. I don't think there is one for 9.5. I think the best one is 8, a graded 8, but I might be wrong. You might be right. I don't know. Trading cards are at their floor. Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan rookies are down 70%. Let me look it up. I think the rose gold anniversary presidential is a nice watch. I mean, yeah, it's nice. It's not my style, but it's nice. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to find it. I can't find it right now. All right, guys. So look at Nvidia bounced it up. We're gonna start the day trades coming soon. Yeah, will this Roaring Kitty lawsuit hold? 73% say no. I don't think it's gonna hold either. I really don't. Rose gold anniversary presidential. With the green dial. If it's that one, bro, that one's great. But that one. I like the fluted bezel ones. Those are fun. Presidential. Yeah, the presidential is probably the most expensive bracelet. You know, they've got the Oyster, which is the least expensive, the Jubilee, which is in the middle, and then the presidential, which is at the top. You know. All right, guys. So again, we're gonna start to day trade. Probably right about the Wagner card. Yeah, bro. I mean, you got to think about it in this way, right? That Honus Wagner card. That card is 100 years old, brother. 100 years old. Like they're not gonna have a PSA 9.59 Honus Wagner card. It's not possible. It's too old of a card to be that good, right? I think the best one is an 8, which is great for a freaking century-old card. That's great, or card that's great. I remember at the special order, the upper deck set, and it was first come served about 100,000 sets when it was first released. They've since oversaturated. Yeah, I mean, I'm really into collectibles and stuff like that. I always have been. You know, and again, like I told you guys, like my way. Okay, so you know, I make okay money, you know, and I'm not, and I don't like spending it. And so the way I save is by buying things like that and just putting them up in banks, safety deposit boxes, and just letting them sit, you know, and then I'll go get them one day and we'll be fine. Uh, but it's a way for me to store value somewhere, you know, and maybe I lose money on some of them, maybe I make money on some of them, but in general, it's a way to store value. So I've done it with Pokemon cards, I do it with watches, I do it with stuff like that, sports cards. So I'm watching GameStop. I might add some more to GameStop, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Nvidia is rising up, and this is ultimately dragging the rest of the market up with it. You know, Nvidia is technically red on the day. It had a pretty big decline early this morning, so it had a pretty big drop for Nvidia. Let's see why. All right, so Morgan Stanley maintained overweight on Nvidia and raised the price target to 144. This just happened. For Morgan Stanley, you know, you can see it's at 123s right now, 123s. Q is all the way up to 480s, currently 480. So the Q is rising here. For me, it's about quality and house movement. Rolex has only recently really stepped up its game with its own movement, ECA. Yeah, I mean, the other problem, though, Pell, is that the super clones and Rolexes are getting so good. One of the only things I fear about the watch market is this. All right, like super clones right now are so good, nearly indistinguishable from real watches. Okay, if that continues to trend in the same direction, eventually overseas, they're going to completely reverse engineer Rolexes. And what does that do to watch value over time is the biggest risk in watches right now, I think. And so, like, I have some watches. I'm certainly not investing everything I have into watches, because again, if these super clones continue to get as good as they have been, there's a problem. You know, the only real way to distinguish a real Rolex versus a really nice super clone right now in modern age is to look at the balance bar. If the fake ones, it's too expensive to have a standalone balance bar, like to only have one standalone balance bar, balance beam, whatever it's called. Uh, the fake ones will have more than one. They'll have two or they'll have three, because it's too expensive to do a standalone balance like that. And so that's the only real way you can tell a fake versus a real right now is to pop the back off of that watch and look at the balance beams. It's the only real way, you know. But again, eventually the super clones and watches are gonna fix that as well. Although it's a little bit too expensive for them to do it, and I think they know that. But eventually, what we're gonna start seeing is we're gonna see the same thing. We're gonna see completely reverse engineered clones of Rolexes that have that, you know, that have that, and they might sell for 2 or 3K versus, you know, a real Rolex might be 15, 20,000. But again, they're getting close. Nvidia, yeah, Nvidia fighting back up. It's at 123s now, chat. 123s. It's still trying to move. Hey, what's up, Daphne? PSA has a population of 1, Onus Wagner rated 8, and only 1 rated a 6, number 7s, and obviously no 9s or 10s. Right, exactly, network. That's what I'm saying. Again, it's a 100-year-old card. You're not going to have a 9.5 or a 10. It's just not going to. There's nothing that. You know how clean a card has to be to get a 10? You know, it's not. A Honus Wagner card is never going to hit that. Look at Nvidia shoot up. Nvidia at 123.20s here, chat. 123.20s. It's starting to move a little bit. It's starting to move. Again, Morgan Stanley maintains overweight on Nvidia. They raised the price target to 144. They're trying here, Chad. They're trying. Again, we do have ISM manufacturing PMI data dropping at 10 o'clock today. Yeah, I got a pretty good memory. The Lock 30. One of my strengths is memory, and so I could usually remember. Once I remember names, I'm pretty good at it. At always remembering your name. But yeah, Nvidia. They basically, I got one of the top 3 greatest memories of all time ever in the world. Uh, yeah. What's up, Daphne? Yeah, we were talking about shepherds earlier. Again, shepherds are the best mix of family versus guard dog. You're not going to get a better mix. GameStop, again, let's see if it holds 2280s. This is the low of the day. GameStop's starting to test that now here, chat. Look at GameStop. GameStop at 2280s. Hey, what's up, Tiny? Hope you're doing great. What happened with Roaring Kitty again? So again, I'm going to read this news again, guys. I'm going to read this news. Roaring Kitty, a.k.a. Keith Gill, a.k.a. Roaring Kitty. Recently, somebody's suing him. He's getting sued for fraud. There's a proposed class action against Gill, who adopted the online nickname Roaring Kitty. Again, this is from Benzinga. Again, quoting Benzinga, they said, quote, the proposed class action against Gill, who adopted the online nickname Roaring Kitty, was filed Tuesday in federal court in Massachusetts. The suit said Gill was actually a licensed security professional and manipulated the market to profit himself. Gill's deceitful and manipulative conduct not only violates numerous industry regulations and rules, but also various security laws by undermining the integrity of the market for GameStop shares. The suit said, quote, he caused enormous losses not only to those who bought option contracts, but those who fell for his acts and bought GameStop during the market frenzy and greatly inflated prices, end quote. Again, I disagree with this. I disagree. And here's why I disagree. And as I'm disagreeing, GameStop just cracked lows. Nvidia has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 green candles in a row for Nvidia. 11 green candles in a row. It's dragging the rest of the market up. GameStop broke lows and then retraced all the way back up to where it previously was. But this is why I disagree with this suit. If, again, I said this earlier, but if we're going to allow, if the market in the SEC is going to allow short reports to basically research all the negative aspects of companies, publish full-on reports on the negative impacts or the negative parts of companies, front-loading into those. So if they're going to start shorting these companies before they even publish the report, and they're allowed to publish short reports, beating companies down and profiting from the demise of companies in the same way, why isn't Keith Gill allowed to do the same thing, but by supporting companies? Like, why do they allow short reports to do the same thing and beat companies down, but if somebody supports a company like GameStop, all of a sudden it's a problem? I think that's ridiculous. I don't think this is going to hold. Again, the guy's basically saying, hey, GameStop was beaten down because of Keith Gill. GameStop, if we look at it, is up hundreds of percent relative to where it was prior to this squeeze. It was at the 995 level prior to this run. So Keith Gill has helped GameStop massively. If this dude lost money, he needs to just get over it. He needs to just get over it. Personally, that's how it goes. If he bought it at the peak and lost money, that's his money to lose. You can't blame somebody that tried to promote the stock and ultimately ended up having a net positive impact on the stock as a whole. It's just ridiculous and silly. But again, I'm going to go back to my report. I'm going to be a broken record with this all day. If short reports are allowed to basically beat companies down through negative press, front loading, exactly like Keith did here, short reports front load short, put up a bunch of bad press about companies, beat the companies down and profit from their demise. How are they allowed to do that? But Keith Gill gets in trouble for promoting a company that he's holding. It's silly. It's ridiculous. It's unnecessary. This dude is just mad and he needs to just get over it. I've lost money on short reports. Yeah, so have I. But I'm not going to sue the short report company because that's what they want to do. Fine. Honestly, most of the time, if we get a company that gets short reported, like I did this a lot with Squarespace, with Cash App, basically, where it was beaten down to like $50 or $60 very quickly. Like I did this with SQ. People made fun of me for the trades. Sometimes my best trades are ones where people make fun of me. You start to realize that. But yeah, so SQ was beaten down massively. When did this happen? When was this big short? When did the short report come out for SQ? I think it was here, maybe. Maybe it was. I have to look this up. Y'all help me out. When did the short report come out for SQ? It was by Hindenburg Research. It was March 24th. So 2023. Yeah, so here's the short report right here. Right? So this is what happened. So the short report came out right here. And Hindenburg Research published a short report. It was here. You can see how much it dropped SQ, which is Cash App. I bought this up down here. I remember buying it up, and people were so upset with me and making fun of me for buying it up. It rode back. I sold it to profit, made money. And then the people who were criticizing me kind of went crickets. But again, that's how it goes sometimes. But the point is, if Hindenburg's allowed to do this to a company and beat it down from a short report, then Keith Gill should be allowed to say supportive things. And, again, he didn't tell anybody to buy. He posted a bunch of memes. It's going to be really, really, really hard to get a conviction on him, in my opinion, because he didn't tell anybody to buy anything. The biggest risk is his online stream where GameStop started to fall, right? That's the biggest risky part, where they might look deeper into that. That's the biggest risk, right? If GameStop starts to fall down, when he live streamed, that's the biggest part he has to be careful with. But again, I still don't think it's going to hold, or it's not going to have any weight. He's doing what Kathy Woods is doing. Right, Kathy Wood does this all the time. She buys a company. She talks about herself buying it and how great it is. It propels the stock higher sometimes. And she rides off into the sunset sometimes. Profitable. Yeah, GameStop, double bottom here, so maybe we'll get some strength. Should I add some to this, chat? Let me see. Should I add to GameStop here? I think I might. It's going to be a small position. It's not going to be huge, but we're going to add a little bit to this here. No? We just added a little bit more. If we add a little bit more, we'll go ahead to add a little bit more. Maybe we'll add some more later. Yes. All right. So again, I'm catching up in the chat. They demanded a jury trial. You don't have to go that far. SEC Gov shows Keith Gill filed for 6.6 of Chewy, and now it's 9 million shares. He does. Yeah, so he does. So 6.6% stake in Chewy. We're in Chewy right now, so I'm very happy with this also, of course. I didn't give you the membership. Somebody else bought it, and I think it just randomly gave you one. Yeah, all good. All right. My trade today was short on oil. Hey, good luck, Tiny. Can you talk about super micro semiconductors? Super micro, the problem with it here is that super micro is just, if I'm going to invest in an AI company, it's not going to be super micro. No offense to it. Okay. Super micro is just way too new, way too young. Okay. So, and again, I'm not talking bad about super micro. All right. I'm not. But the problem with me buying super micro here is this. Okay. Super micro is a relatively new company. It's not a very old company. It hasn't been around a long time. And to be completely honest, I just don't know that much about it. I just don't know enough about Supermicro to really get super involved with it. I would much rather just buy Nvidia or Microsoft if I'm going to invest in AI. Maybe Google. I would buy Nvidia, Microsoft, or Google if I wanted to invest heavily into AI. I'm not going to buy Supermicro. Supermicro is just too big risk, big reward for me. Because this thing goes up and down a ridiculously large percentage on a regular basis. And so, again, in that situation, I'm just going to buy something similar to Nvidia, something like that. I'm not gonna invest in Supermicro. It's just too new of a company, and it's a company that I just don't know as well. Trade Supermicro, not invest. Yeah, I mean, you could day trade it, but again, it's too volatile for me. I'd rather just trade something else that I'm better at. Supermicro was founded in 1993, bro. Again, I'm not saying it wasn't, or again, I'm not saying it's too new of a company. What I mean by new is that nobody really knew about Supermicro semiconductors until I don't know. It's okay. Look, Supermicro has only been public since 2021, brother. So they might have been around since the 90s. They've only really been a public company since 2021, at least unless they change something here. So because of that, it's just too young of a company. It's not like Nvidia, which has this big, deep, long-term price. Everybody knows Nvidia. Nvidia, yeah. Or no, maybe this is wrong. Hold on, let me see. Actually, wait, let me see. They might be older than this. I might have just been wrong here. Max available, my bad. So, see, I'm not at my home computer. I retract my previous statement. I was wrong. You were right. Yeah, so but even still, Supermicro has only been public since '07. That only is, yeah. So again, even in that regard, Nvidia's been a public company since the '90s. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't know it well enough to be completely honest. I just don't know Supermicro enough to be honest. Yeah, again, I'm just telling people I don't know. You know, I don't know it well enough. Not financial advice. Do not copy me. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose money. Always do your own assessment. Trade responsibly. Don't copy me. Yeah. Remember, I am terrible and I have no idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong about anything and everything I say. Don't sue me, guys. Yeah, definitely top 3 most humble podcast / streamers in the world right now with brown hair. Yeah, no, you're good, bro. It's all good. Nvidia is affecting all hardware manufacturers. Yeah. What stocks do you like to swing trade? I like blue chip, healthy companies, tech stocks, and other companies generally that have had big pullbacks but big rises. So I like to buy a company that does this. Like, okay, company has a long-term trend like this, right? And then it boom has this big pullback, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's weak." I like buying it up here and then riding it back up like this, right? That's what I like to do. Um, you know, I don't like companies that go like this. You know, I would rather buy this long-term trend versus this long-term trend. And you see long-term trends like this all the time. An example of this bottom trend here, if you want to see what this bottom trend looks like, an example of this I would say was let's see, Nokia, AT&T, just a big long-term trend, just not really sustainable. I think they're going to lose business over time. Ridiculous lawsuit, in my opinion, to be honest here, chat. Again, you can kind of see, as a result of the defendant's wrongful acts, the precipitous decline in the market value of the company's securities. Members have suffered significant losses, is what they're saying. It's a ridiculous thing. Again, guys, we do have ISM manufacturing PMI today, chat. Tomorrow we have the JOLTS report too. Let me see. Yeah, we got S&P manufacturing and services, construction spending today. ISM manufacturing is at 10 o'clock as well. Tomorrow we have Powell and the JOLTS report, guys. I'll be right back, guys. I got to go use the restroom. I will be right back. While I'm gone, let's play bathroom break Jeopardy. GameStop break $25 today. We'll be right back. Bathroom break Jeopardy. There you go. Well, GameStop break $25 today. Let me know in chat, guys. Let me know in chat. I'll be right back. All right, we're back, guys. Let's see. Contrarian, then for GameStop, I think the hype is pulling back. Subsequently, it'll drop pre-kitty, 140 something. If you ask about the report, yeah, we're back. Let me see. Let me go down here. Yeah, that's better. I would buy Chipotle now that it's split. Any of these stocks that are great companies, buy and hold. Even if you're putting $20 a week in, within 5 to 10 years, you're set. Yeah, I mean, if you want to keep it easy, you could just do index funds as well, right? Like index funds are powerful in that way. In that way, because index funds will get you basically like the stocks that you want, but just less risk. Yeah, so let me see. Was the flash dip at 8:30 for what? Oh, for the SPY? Yeah, the SPY's dipping down. Again, the market's kind of flat right now, chat. So the market is kind of flat. All right, guys. So yeah, today we got ISM manufacturing PMI data. Green. All right, so GameStop's still holding, but look at this big dip in the SPY. We're gonna get ready to day trade some today, guys. We are gonna day trade some. There's supposed to be a way for me to look up this. This is not here. All right. Oh, 4th of July will bump up grocery stocks, maybe Kroger because I'm a bag holder spot. You many dips, just standard bounce off the VAH rotation back to Val. Sava, bro. It's been a while since I've heard of Sava stock. Chipotle, yeah. Yeah, Chewy is up after Roaring Kitty invested in Chewy. See Chewy here at 32s. Yeah, it's trying. Yeah, so again, there's the SPY starting to bounce up. Let's get our trading accounts out and start to day trade, huh? So we're gonna get Tradeovate account out for Apex. When you trade SPY, are you in options or just traditional shares? So when I trade,
Hello everyone, and welcome to vidIQ.
Oh, sorry. vidIQ. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. It fixed it though. Yeah, I'm already in vidIQ. Okay, so let me refresh this. Yeah, so I'm trading futures. Brother, I'm trading futures. So futures are basically a way to day trade index funds with no PDT rule, right? So you could day trade in futures. There's no PDT restrictions. You could day trade short, all that good stuff. No PDT rule, no PDT restrictions in futures. And it's just a great way to learn how to trade with limited risk. You know, so like, again, I'm going to show you an example of futures in a funded account program. You know, and yeah, it's just a great way to learn. So here is, let me pull up. Okay, so yeah, we're connected to Rhythmic. So this is a software version of it. Account. Okay, we're funded in that one. Okay. Okay, 1, 2. All right, so here is a version. So what we're day trading, if you look at this here on the left side, this is the Dow. Okay, I can also trade the NASDAQ 100 futures contract. Here's the NASDAQ 100 futures contract. I like this dip that we just got. I'm going to buy this dip. This is the futures market. And so again, I'm day trading the QQQ price action right now in futures. There's no PDT rule. And it's just a great way to get around the PDT rule. Like most pro traders trade futures, there's actually better liquidity in futures versus stocks most of the time, depending on what you're trading. And it's just a good way to learn how to day trade. Is these funded account programs are allowed. They're a sponsor of mine though, so of course, like I'm biased. But yeah. We're up a little bit here. $30. And add to this that we're in the green. It's just a good way to learn how to day trade too with less risk. All right, guys, there we go. So we're up about $100. Take half of that position off. There you go. And we'll go ahead and get out the rest there. So we're a nice little trade where we made about $100 in about 30 seconds. Again, you can kind of see this position here. Oh, we actually made a little bit more than that, to be honest. We are now up. Yeah, you can see we're now up $140 in this account. And this is, you know, on a funded account program called Apex. Apex gives you a demo and they test your skill with a demo. If you pass the test with the demo, they fund you with a regular account. So again, the base one's 25K. If you pass it, you get 25K in funding. I think the profit target on the demo is you got to make 1,500 without losing 1,500 first and following the rest of their rules. And if you do that, they fund you 25K. I think it's like $35 a month to try that. And the best part is like if you lose, you're out $35. It's not the end of the world, monthly at least. But if you pass it, you get 25K funding, 90% split. If you take that funded account, you make 10K, you get to keep 9 of that, 90%. You also get to keep your first 25K in profit. Tons of great stuff. And it's just a great way to learn how to day trade with limited risk. There's the counts. You could also, for the same price, it's like $35-40 a month. For the same price, you could try to get funding in a $150,000 account, 250K, and 300K account with a 90% split. And again, Apex pays out hundreds of millions of dollars. They paid out over $200 million since 2022. It genuinely is a great way to learn how to trade and limited risk. If you lose, it's not the end of the world. If you pass it, you get a 90% split. And so a great way to learn. Again, you can use my coupon code. They're a sponsor of mine. And so, of course, I'm biased because they pay me money. They pay me money. I'm biased. I do trade off stream. You're not going to see all my trades. I don't claim to even be a good trader. Understand CFTC 4.41 hypothetical or simulated performance results have limitations in these accounts, so be careful. Always understand there's risks in trading and all that good stuff. And again, most day traders lose. But if you want to check them out again and learn to day trade with more limited risk, here's the link. Use coupon code BT. We'll get you the max discount. I appreciate the love, guys. Thanks so much. Yeah, well, this is Rhythmic right here, Tiny. So it just depends on which one you like. Chewy at $30 here. I'm trying to keep an eye on my portfolio as well. Let's take a look. Yeah, green on Chewy. Yeah, we're nicely green on Chewy. We're also green on Tesla. We're also green on Snow, Snapchat, Palantir, man. Palantir were very green on. What happened to Palantir? I didn't even see how much I was green on PLTR. Palantir's had a nice little run. Back up to 25s. Oh, I was just thinking about buying this dip too. That's all good. Hey, thanks for becoming a member. Kay, thanks so much. I appreciate the love. Thanks for becoming a member, brother. Thanks so much. GameStop has been cracking lows. It just recently cracked another low. It's down to under $23. Again, mostly on the news of Keith Gill getting sued. Yeah, so GameStop shares take a hit after Kitty disclosed a 6.6% stake in Chewy and faces a manipulation suit. Man, look at the SPY rip back up, bouncing all the way back up here. Yeah, it's all good, Tiny. It happens. It's just something you learn as you go, you know. Nobody knows Mickey if it's going to go up or down. Yeah, so Roy and Kitty again now investing at Chewy. Maybe that's the future here. We'll see. People pull up some terrible stuff on social media, man. I can't go anywhere on social media without seeing some weird stuff. I just saw XXX Tentacion, like the video of him right after it happened, and just a horrible video. I don't want to see that, man. All right, so we got a huge rebound. I don't know if I'd call it huge. We got a pretty large rebound in the SPY and GameStop. I use Thinkorswim, TD Ameritrade, or no, not TD Ameritrade. I use Schwab stocks. I use Quant Tower and TradeAbate. I use a little bit of both. This is Quant Tower, so this is a Rhythmic account here in futures, but I also use TradeAbate as well. So it just depends. Did he really, Keegan, or you just say that? If so, that's crazy small amount. Again, Chewy doing pretty well, though. Chewy's up. Again, we do have ISM Manufacturing PMI later today. Yeah. Hold on, let me put my... Yeah, let me do this real quick. Hold on one second. Sorry, I gotta pull something else up. All right, we're back. Fix that. There we go. Yeah, look at GameStop, guys. Again, I added a little bit more shares to GameStop. I'm not telling you to buy it. No idea what it's going to do. Do not copy me. I'm not an investment professional. Not liable if true. Just don't say ripping. You know how people get, dude. Get so upset about the word rip for whatever reason. All right, guys. Again, Chewy at $30 still holding. SPY at. So the question is Roaring Kitty going to be able to do what he did with GameStop to Chewy? If so, I might buy some more of Chewy. I'm not saying he's going to do it, but if he does, I might buy some more of Chewy. We'll see. Yeah, we don't know how many shares he bought. I guess the question I want to ask you guys is, can we get a crazy squeeze in Chewy if Roaring Kitty supports it? That's my question. Can we get a crazy squeeze in Chewy if Roaring Kitty supports it? All right, and look at the SPY moving up. SPY moving up. All right. Give me a water. All right, guys. So look at the SPY testing highs. Yeah, I like the 25K account. I think the 25K account's a good deal because for that exact reason, Phantom. I think it's a good deal for that exact reason, which is it's got the best ratio in trailing drawdown versus profit and max loss. He's not giving up on GameStop now for 3 years. Roaring Kitty. So you know the movie Dumb Money, Tiny? That's him. The movie Dumb Money was made for him. All right, so we got a little dip here. We're kind of in a sideways range. I don't know if the market's waiting for ISM PMI. We're going to add to this. This is a challenge account as well, guys. We'll trade our funded account a little bit later. But this is a challenge account. We're going to take a risk here. This is a 250 challenge account. So we're trying to get 250K in funding. I know I'm kind of buying it up at the top of the range here, and that's okay. One more. Okay. So again, if I pass this, I get 250K in funding, 90% split. If I lose, this is like 35 bucks, 40 bucks a month, I think. Yeah, I think it depends on how you look at it. I think if you get funded in one of the big like buying power accounts and you just trade small, it's actually much better, right? So it depends. So if you get funded in one of the big accounts and you trade small, you're actually much safer in those accounts. But if you can't handle that much buying power and you start to take a bunch of crazy amounts of risks with it, then that's a completely different thing. Yeah, see that scruff. Bond market will keep the tech stocks from going today. Watch TLT closely as it moves down. The tech stocks will move with them. We'll see. We're basically flat in this position. Let's see how it goes. All right, well, we're up pretty big. About 2 grand. Just add to the profit, lock it in a little bit here. Where's my P&L graph? You're right about the about 1,000. I don't know, Pablo. I don't know if he has or not. I don't think so, but maybe. Who knows? All right, so we're breaking highs again, chat. We're breaking highs. Look at this. Lock some more in. We're at the top of the range, so this is usually where I start to take profit off. Here's our P&L in this account. We're over $2,000 in profit. We're about $2,500 on our first little trade in this account. See if it works out. We're just gonna cut it. So we're up about $3,000 actually in this account. You can kind of see it here. We're at the very top of the range, so I don't really want to push. But not too shabby, guys. Not too shabby. And again, they're a sponsor of mine. Understand CFTC 4.41 hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations. I do trade off stream. You're not going to see all my trades. I'm not even claiming to be a good trader. If you want to check it out and day trade on Apex with me here, here's the link. Check it out. Great way to help support the channel here. I appreciate it. 10 minutes delay on futures data in Webull, probably not a great strategy. Can you trade through TradingView with Apex like you can with Webull? Yes. Yeah, you can use TradingView on Apex. Or can you? No, you might not be able to. Just use the coupon code BT if you want the max discount. Might take some time, but yeah. Robinhood mess it up. Yeah, a lot of stuff's off today. All right, so we got this little mini pullback. I don't think it's enough yet. $35 shares, bro. It's futures. There are no shares. So you're only trading futures on Apex. You can't day trade shares. You can trade futures, which again, you can day trade the futures contract. It looks like day trading shares, but it's actually day trading futures. It's different. In futures, you're trading commodities basically, but you could also day trade the S&P and the NASDAQ, which is what most people do. They day trade the S&P and the NASDAQ, but I could also day trade like oil. So here's oil. They say Southerners pronounce oil differently. I pronounce it oil. Let me know if that's right. Here's oil, crude. I can day trade gold. What's the better? There's a better gold symbol, but I can day trade the S&P 500, which is ESU4 is the symbol currently. Here's the S&P. I can day trade the Dow, which is YMU4. Dow is down to about 39.5K. I could day trade commodities. There's just a lot of stuff I could day trade in futures. I usually stick with the NASDAQ 100 though. It's got the most range. Here's the NASDAQ 100. Okay, gotcha. I was just making sure you knew the difference. A lot of people think futures are shares trading, but you can't trade shares and futures. Yeah, it's kind of a slow, like, it's a slow day outside of that, basically. All right, so we're gonna buy this dip in the Nasdaq here. Take our second swing of this trade. I'm gonna need more shares than this. Keep it here, but then we'll add another 10 if we want to. Try to manage it this way. We're at the bottom range. We can add one more 10. So we're gonna add that. Okay, we got a cushion, but man, look at this breakdown. Well, that's no bueno. Now we gotta cut it fast. Hey, we're kind of back to normal here. Man, what a huge breakdown fast. Be able to get out. So now we're actually down a little bit, but we're mostly flat on this account, so we're doing okay. We'll look to re-add back here, I guess. And just risk it. Again, when you see me trade on one of these accounts, I trade much differently than I normally do. So you'll see me trade on both, but this is I'm trading on much differently. So again, I'm just kind of swinging for the fences here and then playing. We'll probably day trade some shares too. Get this up. Okay, there's GameStop and the SPY. Chewy's up a lot today too. I guess we got 22 minutes until the open. Yeah, something down with Robinhood today. I hear some people saying that. GameStop back up to 23s. Robinhood just crashed on me totally. I hear that. Is Robinhood stock down on this crash news? I've heard a couple people say Robinhood is down. What? How did it just liquidate the trade? How was that? How much was I down? Oh, I must have turned on me quick. Okay. See, that's the problem with these 250K accounts, dude. Is that they're so the drawdown is so strict with these. It's hard to. I have to use a different strategy, is what it is. I can't use the same strategy I'm used to with these funded programs because it's too hard to have it stick. All right, so we're gonna switch it up. Switch it up. Or I don't know. I think you got two options here. The real option is you got to just swing big in one trade. Let's try it. just crashed on me totally. It's out for the past few weeks. I get next day settlements on cash funds. It used to take 2 days. Now it's next day. Yeah, because they changed the rules. It's now T1 instead of T2 is the new rule. No, Sam. No. So I had a long open up here, and then I sold. I think the best way, to be honest, there's gonna be some luck involved, is to try to play a long range, which is what I'm doing. Like we have this long range up here that I'm looking to see if it bounces back. SPY is kind of choppy and flat, and maybe with the ISM data heading towards the open, we'll get some good moves. But we got our funded account open, like towards the opening bell. We're just gonna pull that up and trade that once the opening bell hits. Yeah, we got multiple funded accounts waiting for us too. Like, and I'm tempted to sell here and take some profit, but I think the way I have to do it is just let it roll. Yeah, I might be trading too large. Hey guys, so for Apex, the lifetime activation fee, is this universally for all accounts $85, or is it different? Let me look at their dashboard here. Lifetime PA fees. Okay, so 150, 250, and 300K. So, yeah, so it's only on those accounts. Gotcha. Oh, dude, I don't know. We'll be all good. Get my wallet. All right, so we're flat in this position here. Let me see where GameStop's at. GameStop's still bouncing back up a little bit. That's good at least. At least it's bouncing some. Hey, thanks, Phantom. I appreciate it, brother. Yeah, David, you have to use my coupon code at checkout. So make sure you hit my coupon. If you use BT at checkout, it'll give you the full discount. You'll get it for like 35, 40 bucks. Yeah, I'm not used to going with the big accounts like this, the 250K. So you can see my sizing might be slightly off. Like here's 20. We'll see. Yeah, and we're losing now. Again, I think this account is the drawdown is 6,500, I think, and you got to make 15K. So it's a little bit less ideal versus like the 25K one. If you don't need more than 25K in funding, which honestly most people don't, but it's a little bit more restrictive in terms of like profits. But if you don't need more than that, the 25K one is the same price, and it's only a 1,500 profit without losing. The 10 contracts max. That one's very easy to get funded. Very easy. One good trade will hit that. The 250K one, obviously much more difficult. I guess I can add to this here since we're down and try to fix my average, but I just gotta hope it doesn't come down anymore. No, so it's month to month, David. It's a monthly subscription. To be honest, though, it shouldn't take you a month to get funded. Depending on the account you use, it might, but it shouldn't. Like most people, when they get funded, they trade a much different strategy. Like you see me kind of risk it a lot right now because I'm just trying to get funded on one of these. And I guess I'm being a little impatient, but once I'm funded, I'm much different with my trading. My trading is much different, much more composed, much more disciplined, and I simply just kind of trade smart and trade small once you're funded. So the way, in my opinion, and again, I'm going to preface this with they're a sponsor of mine, so I'm biased. But I think the way you have to trade these is you take big risks when you're trying to get funded, and you might have to reset a couple times. You know, you can reset all the accounts universally for $35, right? So you might have to reset a couple times. But once you're actually funded, you scale down your size. You trade very, very, very small. That's the mistake most people make, is that they try to trade like this once they're funded. That's the opposite. You can try to get funded and try to pass an evaluation account like this, but once you're funded, your strategy needs to change. You need to trade much more sideways, or much more careful. If that makes sense. Yeah, that's only on PA accounts. This is an eval account on the 200. Again, before the opening bell in 13 minutes, we're gonna switch to a funded account, and it's all good. And you'll see my strategy change much more. All right, so we're back to green on this trade for once. Yeah, markets are swingy. What I'm worried about is that this is a slight downtrend. Like if I look at the SPY here, I'm worried it's going to start going like this. Okay, let me get a better. I'm worried the SPY is going to start going like this. Yeah, because you can kind of see it start here like that. Right, I don't want it to go like this and keep going down. Basically, we'll see what happens though. Again, this is an eval account, so this is a $40 account. It's not risking anything. It's $35 a reset. So you actually got it backwards, Jimmy, but it's all good. Gotcha. All right, guys. ISM manufacturing PMI at 10 o'clock today. At 10 o'clock, we got 40 minutes. Whoa. My data just cut out. What happened? You guys good? Sound check. Can you guys hear me? Yes, Dustin. It's a monthly subscription. So your Rhythmic just died too, Blaze. Yeah, my Rhythmic just went down. I think it's back up just now, but let me. Yeah, so here we go. It's back. Okay. Sheesh. All right, and it's back, and it kept my trade open, which is cool. All right, so here it is. We're back. We're up about $3,000 on this right now. I'm gonna get back to my medium-sized trade with about 17 contracts now. All right, cool. What's Breathe Pure 22? Oh, you're probably talking about this background here. Yeah, that was a mess. So we had this company come out. So my wife is sensitive to mold, right? She's allergic to everything, basically. But so we had this remediation company come out and like work on our house, and hey, we're getting a nice little bounce. Let me see what my profit is here. Okay, that's what it is, Shark Keys. Appreciate it. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. We're up about 3 or 4 grand here. I want to give it time to run. I think I got to just be patient. We got 9 minutes. We're up 4 or 5 grand. Okay, so now that we're deep into the green, I might actually add some size back here. Did it feel me? Oh my gosh, dude. Rhythmic is down again. All right. Rhythmic is down again, chat. GameStop back up. So Roaring Kitty is getting sued by an investor and some other people, I guess, basically stating that he manipulated GameStop. Again, I don't think it's going to hold any water because I think like the problem is the platform did not receive a response. Okay, I think Rhythmic is back up. Yeah, here we go. So Rhythmic is back. I don't think it's going to hold any weight, though. I think it's a silly lawsuit. Yeah, I think it's ridiculous. All right, guys. Yeah, it looks like it's a little slow all around, like interest-wise, viewership-wise. I think everybody's getting kind of slow numbers because of stuff going on. No, I didn't move, Nick. I am in Michigan right now, visiting family. There we go. I'm gonna take some profit off at the top, especially since we've been struggling to show. Rhythmic has been struggling. Just locking it in. We'll keep the rest here and add back on a pullback. Get a nice little bounce back here. Oh, dude, I cut my position here, trying to like limit my risk on this trade. The only thing I really do is buy back here, but I don't like it. See, it's too close. All right, guys, we are about to open up in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Ugh, frustrating, man. Yeah, I don't know how to get. Maybe I'm trading too large on these. I'm just gonna switch to my actual funded account here, guys. Again, I don't know if I'm trading too large on these or what I'm doing, but like, I just don't have good success with the 250 challenges at all. I'm funded in multiple 50K ones, and I'm very profitable. I'm up thousands. But yeah, this is one of those ones where I struggle with the 250 one. Who are they going after? Somebody said I read creative. So I think you mentioned that last week, didn't you? About Relentless. Some other people, right? We got this actual PA account on Apex that we're up a couple thousand, or we're up some money in. We'll put our PA account up now. Okay. Sorry, I'm on a laptop right now, so I'm trying to make this thing not connect. Nope. There we go. Nope. There we go. All right, guys. Market's about to open. Yeah. It said Roy Kitty is just the start. What said it? What did? Again, people make fun of me because I'm beginner trading. I don't tell people what to do. I don't buy anything. I don't sell a course. I don't sell a service. I don't claim to even be a good trader. And people make fun of me for it, right? But the problem is that, like, I'm being smart here. Like, I don't tell anybody what to do. Again, I started this channel originally to be kind of different. Like, I didn't want to be the same old guru gimmick of like, hey, I'm a guru, buy my course, buy my service. Like, I just didn't want to be that. I never wanted to be that. And so when I started this channel, you know, I did it to avoid that. Like, I did it to not be that way and to just create like a free resource and community where people could join it, hang out, watch stock related content, and not worry about like somebody trying to sell them a course. Yeah, so DMI, yeah, I mean, listen, I got funded in a lot of 50K ones. The 250 one, the size is what gets me. The trailing drawdown's the smallest. And so what I'm doing is I'm trying to trade the 250K just like I'm trading the 50K one, and that's my issue. So I think you're probably right, where I'm just trying to go too big, too hard, and then failing, and then trying again. And so it's all good. It doesn't matter too much. But yeah. Let's see what else we get. Let me see. I might try the Dow too. Okay, make sure I got some of these away. I don't want to risk too much. All right, so this is an actual funded account. Let me get down to one contract here. I don't want to risk too much. I'm going to try to buy this. This is just one contract on a funded account. See if we can build up some profit here. 30, 40. Right, let's scalp that. We just made about 40 bucks real quick on a funded account. SPY bouncing right back. So we are maintaining that choppy sideways range that we wanted. Yeah, but where did you hear that, Creative? So I keep asking you where you heard it, but you're not really responding about where you heard it. You're just saying what they're saying. So again, where did you hear that? Like, what's the source, I guess, is the point. All right, guys, there goes GameStop in the market open. Let's see what happens. GameStop at 2350s right now, 2350s. NASDAQ currently at 19.95. Yeah, I mean, and again, I don't think Google's going to go for that. I think they would get a lot of heat if they did, which, so I don't think they're going to, of course, they're going to let like market participant channels on YouTube. It would be silly for them not to. Quick stop loss on Chewy. Yeah, I'm in Chewy right now, but I've been in Chewy since well before this latest run. So we got a complete retracement back up here. Let's see if it holds. Remember, we got ISM PMI at 9:45 and then another one at 10 o'clock, guys. There we go. All right, so we just made about $140 real quick. So we should be up like almost 200 now. Let me see. Yeah, so we're up 170. Here's the P&L. This is my actual funded account. So like I said, we're going to trade this much differently. Oops. Dude, I hate my laptop sometimes, man. There we go. All right, SPY moving up. GameStop still testing 23s. Where do you find the music? This is an old playlist that I've built over time. Yeah, my rhythmic has been struggling too. Yeah, let me look up AI and see if I can use AI and ChatGPT to find it. All right, so now we're getting a dip. All right, so there's a big breakdown. It's a big breakdown. GameStop started to bounce up a little bit. Not a big breakdown, but a big red candle here. Again, in about 10 minutes, we do have ISM PMI. Yeah, AI says you're probably wrong. It says, based on recent news, there doesn't appear to be any credible info supporting the claim that Google is going to be targeting financial channels. I looked through multiple sources, including recent updates and changes related to their policies and operations, and found no evidence of such actions being planned or implemented. In fact, recent updates from YouTube focus more on general improvements and new features for creators rather than targeting specific niches for account deletion. So yeah, unlikely, I would say. Again, that's a huge niche. Like, they're not going to start just, that doesn't make any sense. All right, we're going to buy this dip and cut it. So we just made just a very quick scalping strategy. We are up 230 on our funded account here, 230. We're going to try to keep it one contract as well. Just one contract. Yeah, but that's completely different than financials, though, creative. Celsius popped above 60. I like the jams, too. Hey, thanks, guys. Yeah. All right, so we did get this big breakdown here. We do have PMI data in 10 minutes, chat. 10 minutes. So we got so here's the list of data today, guys. The list of data today includes manufacturing PMI in 10 minutes, ISM manufacturing PMI, which is the big one, in 20 minutes, 25 minutes. All right, so we're getting a pretty big bounce back here. It doesn't mean anything yet. The SPY is mostly choppy. I'm wondering if we're going to get choppy behavior in the SPY today. So I'm wondering if we're going to get choppy behavior. All right, so we're going to short this now. See if we reject. Big red candle. All right, we're out. We made a little bit there. Again, my plan is to just keep it one contract is all I really need. If I pick volatile times, I don't need more than one contract, I think, here. And we would have made more, too, if we would have held it, but it's all good. I hope you guys could see how I take these trades and the strategies. And again, how wildly different it is versus how I trade these actual, like, the funded accounts or the challenge accounts, the EV accounts, or the avow accounts. Like, look, here's my profit on the day. Again, we have had literally no losses. 0 losses today. Only green trades since we started trading our actual funded account, which is, of course, much different than me trading the evaluation account earlier. Again, there's the SPY pulling back. We got GameStop trying to hold. What's Chewy doing? I know Chewy had that good news with Cohen stake. It's now fallen all the way back down. I'm thinking of whether I want to buy this now or not. Okay, but what's the source, I guess? Creative. All right, guys. Yeah, we got 10 minutes. So we're gonna pull back here. Let's see if we buy this dip again. I'm gonna try to. We got ISM PMI data here, so we're gonna take our whole gains today, guys, and we're gonna take a risk now based off of all of it. Or no, we're not gonna add any more to this actually. That's probably a bad idea. Green. That's we're out. So we are up to 330 or so on this account. There's the gains, no losses, 330. Not bad. GameStop's starting to flush though. All right, guys. Again, we got about 7 minutes left. 7 minutes left. You can see we actually, if we would have held, we would have made more. Bitcoin 400K next week. Yeah, I wish, bro. Again, we're probably going to move choppy leading into the manufacturing PMI report. We got manufacturing PMI data. I think it's is it Chicago PMI coming out? Or it's just regular June manufacturing PMI expected at 51.7. Higher number here signals strength in manufacturing. A lower number here signals weakness in manufacturing, and it's expected at 51.7. 51.7. I'm buying this dip here. And I'm going to add one position to it, and we're going to take a risk based off of what we've made so far. All right, we took a little bit of profit there at the top. We're up a little bit more. Back up. I don't know what I want to do with this here. I want to add more to it. Testing lows, I gotta cut it. So that was our first loss of the day. First loss of the day. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and buy this dip right around lows. Add to it here. Take a risk. And I'm adding to this because I think that we might have choppiness leading up to the PMI report, which is in 4 minutes. 4 minutes for the PMI report. And so I got 4 minutes to try to take a trade like this. If I'm wrong, I'll be basically flat on the day, which is kind of what I try to do anyway. Like trade neutral choppiness. If we can get some leading into these big reports. There we go. Right, we just took half off. There we go. Beautiful bounce. We're out. All right, so we're back up. We're up about $400 on the day now. Took a loss. Back up to green. We got 3.5 minutes left, chat. 3.5 minutes until this PMI data comes out. So stick around. All right, so we're still at these bottoms here. I'm going to take another risk. Buy this bottom. We're going to take our little $80 and go home after that one. So we are currently up $4.50 on the day on our funded account here. So again, I hope you guys see the differences versus me trading this account versus we have a 9-to-1 win-loss ratio today. A 9-to-1 win-loss ratio trading our actual 50K funded account. And if you want to day trade on this with me, they are a sponsor. They do pay me money, and so I'm biased because they pay me money. They're a sponsor of mine. They pay me money. I'm biased because of that. But again, if you want to check them out, here's the link. Great way to help support the channel. Great way to learn how to day trade with limited risk. If you lose, they give you a demo. They test your skill with the demo and futures. If you lose, you're only out what you pay for. The base one's $35-40 a month. If you use my coupon code BT in my link, you can get the 150K, 250K, and 300K for also around $35 to $40. If you pass those, you get up to 300K in funding with a 90% split. So you're keeping most of your profit anyway once you're funded, but if you lose, it's much less, right? That's the benefit of this. Generally, if you lose, it's much less. Not everybody. Some people are going to buy so many of these, they might lose more or whatever. But again, they're a sponsor of mine. They pay me money. I'm biased because of it. Understand CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance, have limitations, all that good stuff. Understand all these rules. I do trade off stream. I'm not even claiming to be a good trader, guys. There's the link. Check it out. Help support your boy here. Use coupon code BT, beginner trading. John, why don't you copy your 250 with your live account? Just multiply the risk. I guess I could. I'll have to get into how to do that. But again, like I said, people see me trade these. Like one thing you'll see is people see me trade these eval accounts, and I'll just kind of swing for the fences because I got so many of these. To be honest, I'm not even really worried about it. All right, guys, let me get ready here. This is about to drop right now. Hold on. Let me not get distracted here. We got 20 seconds left until PMI data drops. Let's see how it affects the market here, Chad. So I'm going to put the SPY up here. Let's see how it affects the market. There's the SPY at 440, 54s. 445s, I mean. All right, here we go. And here's the drop right now. And there it is, 51.6, guys, 51.6, lower than expected, slightly, basically flat here. Now, the big one comes out in 15 minutes. The big one drops in 15 minutes, okay? So everybody understand that the big one drops in 15 minutes. This one's relatively insignificant. It's not a huge report. It's not really going to influence markets. All right, so the Fed's Williams says the country's experience with inflation mirrored other countries. Down detected indicates user reports with Robinhood. So again, 51.6 for S&P Global PMI. But the big one is ISM PMI. Again, it drops very soon. Very soon. I'll put this up on screen so you can see it. But yeah, the big one drops in so we're going to put it in sub-only mode as well. Here's the base one. Put this up, ISM manufacturing PMI drops. Again, we'll put it in sub-only mode also, guys. So if you haven't already, announce yourself, show us you're subscribed. Look at the market fall here. So look at the NASDAQ falling, Chewy dipping down some too. Could be worse. $100 on a live account equals 1K on a 250. I guess that's right. Because I guess I could scalp 1K, and that might be the easiest way to pass that account. I could try. You know, I could try. Let's try. I'm gonna switch to a different account now. We'll try it. Let me make sure. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, let's try. Look at the Dow rip. What's strange is, like, look at the Dow move. Dow was up a huge amount, while the Nasdaq is down. Why is the Dow trending against the Nasdaq here? Let's see. All right. Try to scalp $1,000 gains here. See if it works. This is a challenge account as well. Use 10 contracts. Again, it's just different. I'm used to this, like, one contract positions here, but it's not the same. There we go. We're up. All right, guys, we got 12 minutes until the ISM PMI data drops. 12 minutes. Again, we're already up about 450 or so, almost 500 in our funded account on Apex. Now we're going for... All right, so there's the first grand. You're probably right. Whoever gave me that idea, you're probably right. Like, my skill is scalping for sure. Like, look. There's my first 1,000. We just need to do this 15 times. And I think if I spread it out over a couple days, that'll get easier. All right. Hey, all chips and AI just getting punished at the moment. Definitely rough for tech. Tesla, is AMC running up? Let me see. AMC is running up. Tesla, GameStop. Wow, look at Tesla. I'm in Tesla right now. Let's see. How's he doing? Yeah. All right, guys. Again, the big boy one drops in 11 minutes here, so be ready. Appreciate everybody that's subbed as well. Yeah, AMC's ripping up this. I'm in AMC right now too, so I love it. I actually am really happy about AMC rising. I want to see it rise. I'm in it. I hope it goes up. Man, look at the Nasdaq dump here. Who this is? Reject it. I'm gonna buy this dip. We're down a ton, and I'm punished for it too, I think. Okay, that was dumb. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, dumb mistake. Again, we're still up 250 on the day, but yeah, it was dumb. Again, I like to play chop ahead of these releases, but this is falling too heavy. All right, enough. Let's try it again. Dropped enough. Let's see if we bounce it off some now. I could take a risk based off the profit I built, but I'd rather not, to be honest. So I'm just going to lock in this $130 gain and bring it back to close to where it was and just kind of chill. Still very good win-loss. Again, 5-to-1 win-loss ratio. Somebody left me a message. You know, so I was worried about my hip, dude. I've had like groin and hip pain for a while now. I thought that something was wrong. I've got like an x-ray scheduled, but since I've stopped jiu-jitsu for the last week, it's better, which just means it's freaking jiu-jitsu related, unfortunately. It's remember market closed Thursday to a certain extent. All right, guys, we got 8 minutes. Countdown. Yeah, I'm not at my home computer. I'll have to figure out a different countdown. Let me see. Yeah, but all right, so I should be able to actually add a new countdown timer from Canva is what it says I should be able to do. All right, guys. Hey, we got 7 minutes. Let me download this now. All right. We're still testing these lows. Let me just go to my site here. Log in. We do Google. Actually, no. I'm not going to use Google. All right, guys. We are testing lows. GameStop hasn't really moved at all. And we do have an ISM manufacturing PMI data dropping soon. So again, ISM data is the most important release today. It's the biggest one. It is expected today at 49.2, 49.2. ISM manufacturing prices for June expected at 55.8. The higher this number is, the more strength in manufacturing. The lower this number is, the more weakness in manufacturing there is. Okay, so that's what this is. All right. All right, guys. Get ready here, team. All right, guys, we got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You ready? Five minutes. I got a timer here. I'll put the timer up, but it's not as good of a timer here. All right, let me adjust it. Do something. Yep. All right, so we got 4 minutes. How much time we got left? We got 4 minutes and yep, well, we lost it. We got 3 minutes. We'll get this timer exactly right. So 3 minutes and 30 seconds is when we'll set it up. All right, so 3 minutes and 30 seconds is when the timer is going. There we go. 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes until ISM manufacturing PMI data drops. Be ready. Couldn't figure out how to make it in Canva. I'll have to figure it out later. I don't feel like messing with this right now. Y'all can't see this. My bad. Hold on, guys. 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes. Be ready. Be a rotation today from tech to Dow, value stocks, Pfizer, Exxon, IBM, both. Yeah, maybe. again. Let's look at Nvidia here. Here's Nvidia. All right, so here's the NASDAQ 100 on the left side, like right here. Nvidia's at the top. It just dipped under 120 for a little bit. GameStop sitting here at 23s right now, 23s. Will the market go up or down on this chat? You know, you see the NASDAQ falling fast today. Still got some time though. Shouldn't really affect anything too heavily though. Yeah, get your last minute predictions out in chat for ISM PMI data, guys. It's almost here. Tell me what you think, please. I don't know what this data is going to show up as. Nobody does. We got about 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Yeah, brother. Nobody knows what this data is going to be, how it's going to look, what it's going to show up as. Genuinely, nobody does. And you can't look at it in that way. You can react to it, but trying to predict what it's going to be is pretty easy. I don't know. Higher doesn't necessarily mean better either. Higher means more strength in manufacturing. And maybe the more manufacturing we have, the more products we have, the lower prices are. So maybe higher could be better. Lower could also mean better as well, because it means less economic growth, which is kind of what the market fears right now with the inflation report and all that stuff. And so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we're going to get. We got 1 minute left until the report, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Seconds, 40 seconds. All right, guys, Nvidia up to 120s. GameStop still sideways. Here we go. 30 seconds, chat, 30 seconds. Again, ISM expected at 49.2. 49.2. Price is expected at 55.8. Here we go. 15 seconds. All right, so I'm going to time this. I'm going to pause this. And let's see what the report shows up, guys. It should be dropping right around 5 seconds from now or so. I said it a little bit earlier for the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 48.5. 48.5 is what it showed versus 49.2, lower than expected ISM data. Really kind of flat, neutral report here, though. It did really come in better than expected. It came in worse than expected, and the market has so far moved up, but again, very underwhelming reaction here. 48.5 versus 49.2. ISM prices for manufacturing came in lower than expected. It did cause this little bounce, so we are getting a decent green candle here, but nothing shocking. So yeah, I'll put this up 48.5 versus 49.1. Previously, it showed up at 48.7. And so, yeah, not too bad here. We'll put this up again so you guys can see it again. But yeah, not too bad. Here's the report. Here's the data release right here. 48.5. The market has liked this report. It moved up a pretty heavy amount from it. So it is bouncing back here on this report. It's up to 19.92s. On the NASDAQ, GameStop has bounced back. Nvidia has bounced back. Some of the SPYs bounced back. So maybe weakness. I'm not sure. Maybe lower prices is an optimistic thing. We'll see. Celsius and Ripta gave it all back. Remember, so tomorrow, guys, we got a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. Tomorrow we got Jerome Powell. We got the Fed. We got Powell speaking early tomorrow morning. So Powell speaks at 9:30, right at the opening bell. Plus, we got the JOLTS report at 10. So we got the JOLTS report going live. We got Powell, Big Papa Powell speaking tomorrow morning as well. We're going to cover all that stuff. We also have Wednesday, a ton of stuff. Wednesday, we've got mortgages, FOMC members speaking, ADP prelim numbers for non-farm data, so payroll prelim data, jobless claims numbers. We've got ISM services PMI coming out, We have FOMC minutes report as well. So a lot of stuff dropping tomorrow, guys. A lot of stuff dropping tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Again, market's bouncing back a little bit. Chewy here. Down on the day, technically. Down on the day now. So interesting. Also, if you haven't already, check out Apex. Apex, they give you a demo. They test your skill with the demo account. If you pass the test with the demo, they fund you with a regular account. If you fail the test, you're only out what you pay for it, which is usually it's like 30, 45, 30 to $50. And again, here's Apex right here. You can see they give you a demo. They test your skill with the demo account. Okay. The base one is 25K challenge. So if you pass it, you get 25K in funding with a 90% split. You just got to follow these rules right here. You got to make 1,500 without losing 1,500. It also comes with real-time data. So if you were going to pay for real-time data outside of this, it would cost about the same. So the value is there. You get real-time data in futures, which is great. You can track the S&P, the NASDAQ, stuff like that. You get a Ninja Trader license is included with it as well, if you like Ninja Trader, the platform. But again, if you make 1,500 on the demo without losing 1,500 and following these rules and conditions, and as well as the rest of them, they fund you 25K with a 90% split. So you're risking 35, 40 bucks a month. If you pass it, you get a 25K in funding with a 90% split. If you lose, you're only out 40 bucks. Not the end of the world. Great. It's the best of both worlds. You can also get the 150, 250, and 300K accounts challenges for the same price, 30, 45 bucks a month. And Apex is one of the most legit in the world. They have paid out over $200 million since 2022. A great way to learn how to day trade. But again, they are a sponsor of mine, and most day traders lose. And so most day traders will probably lose here as well, because most day traders lose. It doesn't matter where they're trading. I'm always honest about that. They are a sponsor. They pay me money. I'm biased because of it, of course, like I always tell you guys. But if you want to check them out, here is the link. I'll put it up one more time. I'm going to get out of here. I'm on vacation with my family right now. So, yeah, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I'll see you guys later. Y'all be safe. Y'all be good. Use coupon code BT if you want the discount. I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good. Hey, tomorrow is a huge day, chat. Tomorrow is a huge day. Again, we got a lot of stuff happening tomorrow. We got a ton of stuff. So I'll see you guys there. Be there, be square. I'll see you guys tomorrow.